everyone, welcome to our channel, Rebecca Stew and the Crew. I'm Rebecca. Today's Thursday, so we have some Dollar Tree craft videos for you guys. We have a few different new crafts to try this week. Dollar Tree has had out some new things I wanted to try, so let's go over the supplies first. We're going to use these new large light bulb terrariums as well as some pebbles, some of the Dollar Tree succulents, and their wood stems. We're also going to need some scissors for this first craft along with some hot glue. So let's get crafty. So these new terrariums that they have out are these extra large plastic light bulbs, and I wanted to put some pebbles down in the bottom, but I don't want them to come out. You can hang these, but mine's going to sit down on a shelf, so I wanted to glue the rocks in. So all I'm doing is applying a little bit of hot glue to the bottom of the terrarium, and then I add some of the small natural stone pebbles, and then I keep adding hot glue kind of around the outer edge just to make sure I have it filled in around the whole entire base. I pat the rocks down, and then once I have all the rocks that will stick down, what I do is I shake the extra pebbles out, and then I put more hot glue down in the base and add a few more pebbles and just keep layering them in this fashion. If you do it that way, then you won't see the hot glue through the pebbles. Once I have the layers of the pebbles done, I'm just going to take the stem off of this large succulent from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to place it right in the center of the rock. So I don't want this to move around. So once I kind of had an idea where I was going to place it, in which direction, then I add a little bit more hot glue to the center, and then I hold the succulent in place while it dries. Now, to hide the little bit of hot glue that's holding the succulent in place, I just put a few more pebbles around the base of the flower, and I just did this by adding one small rock at a time until I had the base kind of covered up there and it looked nice and you weren't able to see the glue. Now for the second terrarium, we're going to do this one just a little bit different. I'm taking one of these wood stems and this small flower with the leaves that I had from an old flower piece from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to start sticking a little bit of this to the side of the wood stem to make it look like the flowers are kind of growing out of the side of it. And that's the only piece I added to the wood stem. Then we're going to kind of repeat the process we did for the last terrarium there. We're going to add some of the rocks and keep patting them down just to have a nice thin layer of rocks at the bottom. Again, you want to dump out the ones that don't stick, and then just keep layering the rocks as you go, and then dump out the excess that don't stick. Then once you have your rocks to the depth that you want them to be, you're just going to add that wood stem to the center. I kind of position it. Once I figure out where I want it at, then I add some hot glue to the base and then glue that down to the top of the rocks. And then taking some of the smaller green leaves and the little pieces of flowers that I've pulled off the stem, I just kind of tuck those down around underneath of the wood stem and a few small pieces on the top to make it look like it's kind of sprouting out from the stem. So these are really easy to do, just something fun to try. If you guys see these at Dollar Tree, I just wanted to show you guys how easy those are to actually decorate. Now for our second DIY, we'll go over the supplies. These are also very easy. Again, we're going to use these pebbles. We'll use some of these tea light candle holders that Dollar Tree's been selling, and some of their succulents, also some hot glue. So let's get crafty. So this one's really easy to do. Dollar Tree's been selling these tea light candle holders in white and gold. There's a few different styles, and then they have the succulents with the clip on the back. We're going to just remove the clip off of the back of the succulent, and then this tea light candle holder, it's actually comes in a couple different styles. They also have them in gold, which you guys will be able to see in this week's Dollar Tree video. But I wanted to show you guys how you can turn these tea light candle holders into little succulent planters. So you would find something like this at another store for like $5 or $6, and here with just a succulent and the tea light candle holder, we're at $2.50. So it's actually a really good buy. It's very simple. You literally just glue it into the open space at the top. Now this one, the opening at the top is just a little bit larger larger, and I was afraid I was going to be able to see that tea light candle holder base and it wouldn't look like a pot that you would plant a succulent in. So we are going to add pebbles to this one. So you just want to glue down those pebbles and again layer it like we did with the light bulb, succulent, terrariums, and you're just going to keep layering it until you have that open space filled in with the small pebbles. And then once you have enough all the way around, you're just going to put a little bit of glue right in the center and then glue your succulent into the middle. Now I actually took my stem off of the succulent because it makes it easier to glue into the base here. So those are so simple and so easy. Anybody could do those. Now for number 3, we're going to do a little something different here. So for the supplies for this one, we're going to use these new Crafters square rings. They sell them in 2 different sizes. We will use both of them. They have a large and a small. And then we'll need one of these small planted succulents. Also a piece of cardboard or foam board will do, something to write with. And then you're also going to be using some scissors and some hot glue. You could use wood glue as well if you like. So let's get crafty. So the first thing we're going to do is take the larger of the rings and we're going to lay that down on a piece of cardboard or foam board and just trace around the ring. And this is going to become the base of our little planter that we're going to make. Now, when you cut this out with your scissors, you're going to want to cut just a little bit smaller than the line that you drew, just to make sure it doesn't hang out past the sides of the bottom ring. I'm actually going to just use foam board. I only had black on hand and the foam center is white. So if you are afraid of seeing that inner core of the foam board, you might want to paint the edges, but I didn't find it necessary. So once I have the foam board cut out, I'm just going to add some hot glue to the first ring and we're going to start layering these rings onto the piece of foam. So for the bottom portion, we're going to use 4 of the larger rings to stack. And I'm just doing 4 dots of glue around the outer edge of the ring. And then when I stack them, I just make sure that they're really straight and that they're not, one side leaning. That way we get a nice straight column when we glue these together. So again, just 4 small dots of glue is plenty. And you're just going to keep stacking these. So we'll do the 4 larger rings on the bottom. And then we're going to start with the smaller rings and we're going to use 3 of these. And again, this is the 4 smaller dots of glue and we'll just stack these. So that's our second one and we'll do 1 more. Now, if you like, you could fill this with foam. It's really up to you. I didn't think it was necessary. I just added some hot glue to the top ring, and then I took the succulent out of the planter it was in and just tuck it down into this little wood ring planter that we just made. And I just love how this looks. It's so cute. So now we're going to do our last DIY here, which is also very easy. The supplies we're going to need for this one is going to be a few craft sticks. We're also going to use some wood beads. I'm going to use some larger natural colored wood beads, 2 of these building blocks from Dollar Tree, and 1 of the dessert shot glasses. We're going to use also some succulents and some twine. We'll need some scissors and also some hot glue. So now let's get crafty doing the last one here. We're just going to take the pebbles again and fill up these dessert shot glasses. They come 3 to a pack for $1.25. And then I have these small succulents. I'm going to add some hot glue and just glue these right inside the cups. You can add hot glue to the pebbles and layer them like we did before. I didn't think that was necessary for where these will be sitting in my house, so I didn't do that. So now we're going to cut the round edges off of 6 craft sticks. So they're all about the same length. Mine measure about 6 inches long. And then we're going to take 2 of these building blocks from that tower game Dollar Tree sells, and we're just going to add some hot glue to one end and glue the craft stick to the end. Then we'll take some hot glue and we're going to add the building block to the opposite side. And now we'll take another craft stick and we're going to glue it to the top of the building blocks here. And now we just created a large rectangle box. Then we'll just lay it down on its side, and we're going to glue 3 more craft sticks to the bottom to create a base. Now the first one, you're going to want to glue it all the way to the edge of that craft stick that's the opposite direction there on the end, that to make sure that you'll be able to fit all 3 craft sticks across the bottom. So you just want to glue these as close together as possible, and then that 3rd stick should fit perfectly and hang over the edge just a tiny little bit to cover the whole entire bottom. So once we have the base done, we'll just flip it over. Here's what it looks like so far. Very simple little box, and then we're just going to take some twine, add a little dot of hot glue, and wrap the twine around about 3 times on the end. Then we'll cut off the excess and glue the side down, which is a small dot of hot glue. So not a whole lot of glue to hold the twine down. You just need a little tiny bit. Again, we'll do the same thing to the opposite side. We're just going to wrap it around 3 times, cut off the excess, and a little dot of glue to hold the end down. And then flip the whole thing upside down. So that we're looking at the bottom, and then we'll take the medium-sized natural wood beads that Dollar Tree has just started to sell, and we're going to glue 1 to each of the 4 corners to create small feet for our box. And once we have all 4 down, we're just going to flip it over and then put our succulent into the base. And that's it, super simple. So I just thought these are really fun to try, finding, different ways to do a bunch of these small succulent planters. They're really expensive at all the stores I see them at. So I really wanted to show you guys some different ways you could create these using items from Dollar Tree. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And here are some other videos from our channel you might also enjoy. Have a great day, everyone.